Hi guys, Dan Ward here with eXp Realty. I'm working specifically on one of our most recent projects, and it's definitely something that's a little different than what I've been coming to you guys with on some of the investor series, looking at rental properties specifically out here in Akron. But you know, one of the things a lot of investors that are interested in is doing fix and flips, BRRRR method, and all the other things that we talk about in classes. I figured what's a better way to kind of show you the application than to actually show you on a real property. So we're here at a property that we've purchased. This is actually through our property investment group, and we are flipping this property. I'm going to work the details. This is probably going to be a multi-part series, I think, kind of show you a little bit of this early demo, and then definitely show you the finishing stages, and then probably a full, financial evaluation of, what this actually looked like for us and what's available out here in the Akron market. We're open to conversation about JVing or working with other investors, or, kind of working with our team if that's something you're interested in doing. So. I'm going to walk you through this one. This is kind of I'd call it a moderate to a moderate plus reno. This one was, I would say, in pretty rough shape when we got it, but definitely not something that didn't require major foundation repair. It didn't require a roof or any kind of massive structural adjustments or corrections. This one in particular is mostly cosmetic. So a lot of flooring, a lot of maybe some windows in here, a lot of flooring paint, kind of relocating stuff in the kitchen. I'm going to spin you guys around and kind of give you a little tour, and you guys let me know what you think after this, but if you want to see more of this, I'm happy to put it together. All right, we're gonna start by just kind of walking the front door. You can see kind of initial flooring's already been ripped out of this place. A lot of the window casings have come out. We're gonna kind of bring this living room up to standard, up to par, swap out some lights, do some new trim, put a new vinyl plank flooring in here. It's gonna carry on through to the dining room space. So it's a nice big open floor plan from the living room to the dining room. Overall, the house is about 1,300 square feet. No finished basement. There is an attic. I'll show you guys in a little bit. Pretty rough shape. We're gonna frame it in, put some additional insulation up there, and then probably drywall it out. But a little bay window. We'll recase all that in. Probably new windows. And the walls aren't in bad shape, generally speaking. The age of this house, so you're still looking at plaster and lathe, and so tying into that with new drywall sometimes takes a little bit of finesse. It might just be a paint on the air duct returns or the air ducts. You can see at some point here somebody did a little bit of a remodel and put down some new flooring just to kind of cover up the old flooring and give yourself a little bit of a level start. We'll have to re-level this kitchen floor. A little wonky, however you want to say it, but it's going to need re-level. So the initial part of this was, so on this side is where the stove was initially set, just on the base, and over here was where there was a sink, and then this is actually an addition to this house, this back part, with just kind of I'll roll in some pictures here in the B-roll, but this was some cabinets on the wall, some cabinets at the base, and just really a dead space. Somebody kind of cut in a service window here up off the on the back end of the dining room, but we may fill that in, we may not, we may just kind of trim it. But the idea here is that this space is going to have another door cut in to wrap around to the back side. We're going to do a wraparound deck on the back, a little bit of cabinets in this space, and then we're going to reconfigure this kitchen so that it's kitchen sink on this side, dishwasher, floating walls and shelves, or floating shelves in this spot, and then replacing what used to be the sink in this space with a stove in this area with a hood, and then relocating the refrigerator over to this wall with a little bit of a coffee bar on this side. I'm going to pan you guys up so you can see what you typically get into when you start opening up walls. So here's a classic DIY home improvement. We had this tore out and we're gonna replace some flooring. So that's something you'd typically see in a flip. Cut through the floor joists, leave about a third of them left. And oh, by the way, what's up top is the bathtub. So, good luck taking a bath. You may or may not make it out on the second floor. It may come out on the first floor. You can kind of see some remnants of knob and tube that was in here. All the electrical's been updated, the panel's been updated. What we're gonna kind of carry through here is we're gonna get rid of the different ceiling heights. We're gonna pull in we're gonna re-level the ceiling or put a new grade to it. So right about where this transition is in this spot, we're gonna kind of create that as the new ceiling height, which is a little bit more than 8 feet tall in here, and make this continuous, so then we can drop these lights down into more of a light fixture that's set for this kitchen style and this kitchen space. and then kind of reconfigure all the outlets to make sense and work out for us. But you know, when you start opening up walls, you never know what you're going to find. In this case, it's not too bad, and all the plumbing's just above us and runs directly down to the basement. But you know, there's going to be some new plumbing lines that have to get installed, along with some new floor joists to protect the integrity of the flooring on the second floor and kind of bring that up to those safety standards. So I'm going to carry you guys down to the basement. Again, probably another typical at a basement here in Akron, something you might be flipping, but you can kind of see we've already ripped out some of these doors and some of the drywall. You know, that's a recasing on a door, new side entrance door. Carrying this downstairs, we're going to be mostly concerned about water issues, especially down here in Akron. All right, so now I got you guys down here in the basement. I'm going to kind of walk you through some of the things that I look at when we're down here in the basement, and I'd say in particular, it's you know, structural components that we're mostly concerned about. You know, when I look at the walls, there is some movement in the block, but it's something that might have happened a long time ago. It's definitely something that is not moving anymore. There's no water in this basement. It's a pretty dry basement, which isn't necessarily something I'd say for all houses around the Akron market, but it's not really too bad. Structurally, it's pretty sound, and you know, we're not seeing any significant movement in the blocking. So what we've done down here, what you'll see in a lot of flips, and I'll kind of have to turn some lights on as we move around here, but we're gonna the basic work plan is a coating in the basement. So you're gonna see a white wall coating that's going up. This is a pretty standard water prevention. Ceiling is a little bit lower down here. It's about 6 foot. So it's not terrible. It's not a crawl space. It's definitely not something where you gotta be too concerned, but you know, it's definitely gotta take care and just keep it. Work is gonna be paint walls, paint floors, paint ceilings. There is gonna be a new furnace installed. So we've got a bit of a dated furnace. Fancy get you guys here. So we got a dated furnace for sure. It's new furnace is going in. Hot water tank's not in bad shape. It's actually in pretty decent shape. So we've got a little bit of another little tidy hole. Stack isn't too bad. The stack's already been updated to a PVC drain waste vent style stack, and CPVC down here through the water lines. Floor joists are actually in pretty good shape down here, and blocky windows are all in pretty good shape. A few things that we're gonna have to fill in and just kind of make sure that it's cosmetically in a good space. Electrical panels also updated. So I don't know, I don't think we're gonna have too much work down here in the basement once we get the paint down and kind of reconfigure these stairs, add some door frames, and then kind of take you guys upstairs. You can kind of see the old plaster and lathe. If you guys aren't familiar with plaster and lathe, I can tell you that it's not always super fun to work around, but it is something you can patch into with some drywall. So you can see some spots that have already been sort of drywalled over and tied into. So, you know, if we go with some 3/8 drywall, it should be okay. Now, the layout you're seeing in this house is something that we see in a lot of houses around Akron, kind of a typical 2-story colonial, staircase on one side of the house, living room, dining room on the other, L-shaped or double staircase to the second floor, and then immediately walk up to a split here where you got 3 bedrooms. So 1 bedroom here, 2 bedrooms over on this side. And actually, most of the bathrooms that were built in this area are usually in pretty good shape as far as the amount of square footage that goes into them. So it is a bit of a bigger bathroom. I'll flip you guys around here so you can see the full scale of the bathroom. But again, this is gonna be new tub surround, work you guys over here to a double vanity, you know, new toilet, probably windows, and then a couple of nice light window or mirror fixtures to kind of finish it out with some wall hooks and some nice decoration in here. Will be able to light the place up really nice. And then you'll see kind of the standard bedrooms that you're gonna see. This has all mostly been re-drywalled in some places, but you know, got 7-foot ceilings on the second floor. You're looking at probably a 10 by 12 bedroom here. All the bedrooms are about 10 by 12, 12 by 12. Kind of keeps them pretty much the same size. You call one a master or a primary bedroom or owner's suite. You know, you got pretty much the same size bedrooms all throughout the house. I will say one thing about this house that, you know, we weren't really sure we were ready to get into with it was kind of dealing with the odors. To be honest with you, it's not something that we were super pumped about, and especially now that all the raw material or the old stuff's out. Dogs and cats and other animals in here. We actually found an old cat. Sad to say, we kind of found an old cat behind a refrigerator, but you know, you're gonna have those things, I guess. I'm gonna walk you guys upstairs and I'll get some footage of these bedrooms and bathroom from a different perspective so you can see what's going on. The attic is a walk-up attic. At one point, I think it had paneling up there, but now it's been all torn down. It's down to the studs. I'll give you I'll put some footage up here of the attic itself and the rest of the bathroom and the bedrooms. So kind of climbing up here into this attic space. It's gonna be dark and hard to see, but you know, you're gonna see something that's already pretty much framed in, has some insulation up here, needs to be re-insulated. There is some electrical boxes that are hanging already and the power lines are already run. So it's gonna give us at least a starting spot. This will not be living space. It's only gonna be designed to be used for storage, but you know, new owners can do what they wanna do with it. The most important part is that the roof boards and the roofing material and all the framing is sound and structurally in good shape. That's the attic. I'll walk you guys back down. All these stairs have to be redone up here as well. So you got some janky stairs going up. Those will get redone. And here's a viewpoint of the kitchen, or the bathroom, I'm sorry. So you got the bathroom, again, a good sized bathroom for homes that were built this era. The funny part is, I mean, back in the 20s and 30s, most people didn't necessarily have a full wardrobe that they had to be concerned about. And so, you know, they had tinier closets, but bathrooms are always in good size. You can kind of see the old air duct in here, the old chimney stack that's no longer in use. This space is gonna turn into some storage and closet space, probably some racks and shelving up over here, kind of keep it usable. The newer stacks kind of set up under PVC, so you can see a new stack run up in the house. And we'll re-wall this shower. I'll put some finishing materials that we're looking at installing here and redoing the flooring. Double vanity, toilet, and redo the windows. And then here's another quick view of this bedrooms. These bedrooms, again, tiny closets, but you know, back in the day, you had your work clothes, you had your dress clothes, you had your church clothes. That's about it. Carry you down the hallway to kind of give you another viewpoint of these other bedrooms. So, little viewpoint of the bedroom. Little 10 by 10, 10 by 12. This one's a little bit bigger, probably a 12 by 14. Ceilings are all in good shape. This is another thing we kind of look at, so we don't have to play around with the ceilings too much, but ceilings are in good shape, and then I'll walk you back down to the living room. Kind of wrapping up this little walkthrough on phase one, or part of the first phase of this project, watching us flip a house, you know, the ins and the outs and the ups and downs. Place was riddled with fleas. We've had to go through, you know, flea bombs and extermination to kind of make sure that's cleared out. There's still a pet odor in here that we're gonna have to figure out an issue, or how to resolve that issue. The new paint, new flooring, new materials are all gonna be helpful with that. But, you know, when you have something of this scale and this nature, it's definitely something you have to figure out on how to get through it before you're going to put it back out in the marketplace. I'm gonna give you guys a tour around the outside and kind of what the plans are out there. Basically, we're going to put a deck out back on the back, a little wraparound deck. The backyard's not super big and it's not super usable, so the best way to convert that space is to put a deck around the back, so it gives you a little bit of an outdoor living area and extends this kitchen out back, which is actually a pretty nice sized kitchen. It's got a lot of room, you know, once with the updated material, kind of new layout, I think this is going to be super functional and it's going to be a big selling point. And it's obviously something you can't skimp on when you're going through this flip process. So, all right guys, giving you the street view here, the outside, you know, it was resided at one point, and with new windows, the windows must have been super cheap because you can kind of see how janky they are, kind of falling apart. We did take down the porch rails and we'll redo some stairs, some landscaping. A lot of materials already come out, a lot of flooring, a lot of kitchen cabinets and kind of the old fixtures. So we'll end up putting a new driveway in here, a little free advertising for our dumpster company there, and kind of carry you guys around back. As you can see, there's no driveway. We're probably gonna add a driveway, have it drop down into the back, and then lay around the back here where we already have the deck sort of outlined and scouted for stakes and new deck boards. Again, there's gonna be a wraparound coming off the back of that kitchen that kind of carries out here, a little 12 by 12 deck with a little step down to the driveway. This is the addition of the house on the back. When this house was originally built, this back 8-foot section would not have been part of the original home. That was an extension with this additional crawl space kind of added to the back of it. There was a driveway here at one point, but since it kind of disappeared or eroded or got, you know, taken out a long time ago. So take you guys out around the back where we're gonna see the other side of this back of the house. Again, door frame cut in, bumped out 4 feet, and a 12 by 12 deck on the back side. Gutters are in good shape, roof's in good shape. Tree cover's not bad. I don't like looking at houses that have huge trees that overhang the property. The property line does go back another 20 or 30 yards. So we've got a little bit of space back there, but it's not super usable. We're gonna clean it out, have it landscaped, and, you know, excited to kind of see how this outside looks once we're all finished. So, all right, I'm gonna start off by giving you some rough numbers of at least where we think we're gonna start and what this flip's gonna look like once we get the ball moving and get this back on market. So we bought this about 2 weeks ago. ago. We're a week and a half or 2 weeks, about a week and a half in. We gave the seller a little bit of possession time, but we're about 2 weeks into ownership, and we bought this house for $54,000. Comps were running a little bit higher, so I think we got a pretty decent value on it. Probably could have got a little bit lower. Definitely would have helped out in the overall renovation and what we can budget for. But basic math here is we bought this for 54, exclude some of the closing costs on the front end and the other fees, but bought this for 54. We're looking to put 30 to 35K into it. Again, this is a moderate flip, so definitely not for the faint of heart. If you're not used to opening up walls and reworking plumbing and reworking electrical, this one's not for you. Can get a little scary, and for sure, at certain points makes you a little bit nervous. So, we're at 54, we're looking to put 30 to 35K into the property. If we do a couple of the extra additions, it might go up a little bit higher than that. But, let's call purchase price 55, all in 35. That brings us up to 90K. ARV on this is around 130,000. So you guys do the math. We're gonna back out the staging costs, back out, our closing costs, and probably have to put it out there with a buyer's agent, commission. But, at the end of the day, we're still looking to profit probably around 20 to 30K. It's not a huge profit on a flip like this, but it's still marking our 20 to 30%, which is what we're after. We're not gonna go super high end on the finishes, but we're gonna go just enough to make this a nice home. And at the end of the day, this is cosmetically gonna pull together really nice, and it's gonna have, it's gonna be all up to date and up to code on all the systems. So thanks for coming along with me, guys. If this is helpful for you and you wanna see more of this type of content, you wanna see what we're actually doing when I talk about fix and flips or buy and holds, I'm gonna be kind of continuing this video series. I want you guys to actually see, what happens practically speaking. Is this actually something you have interest in, and you want to get some advice and some guidance? Well, we're here to help you out. So hit the like button, subscribe. Feel free to reach out and contact me if you're interested in investing in properties in Akron area. And again, stay tuned. We got more content coming for you, and thanks for coming along.